Jai Shriman Narayana. Hello everyone, I am the Pauranika. Welcome to the 14th episode of Sri Mahabharata as written by sage Vedavyasa. This is in continuation to the Amsaavatarana Parva of Adi Parva. Dushyanta heard about the birth of Shakuntala and how she became the daughter of Kanva Maharshi. Kalyani, the moment I heard your speech, I knew that you are a Rajkumari. Now, from your story, I realized that I was right. O daughter of sage Viswamitra, I wish to marry you. I'll take good care of you and all that is mine will be yours. Please marry me in the Gandharva way. Then Shakuntala said, Maharaja, please wait for a muhurta. My father will be returning in some time. I cannot take a decision without his consent. Shakuntala, as per the dharma, there are 8 forms of wedding. Brahma, Daiva, Arsha, Prajapatya, Gandharva, Rakshasa, Paisacha and Asura. The first 6 forms along with Rakshasa are acceptable for Kshatriyas. The Asura and Paisacha must never be resorted to. Gandharva is a dharmic way of getting married. If you like me as much as I do, we can get married in that way. Shakuntala said, O Pauravasreshtha, if I can give myself in marriage to you, I am inclined to do so. However, promise me that my son will become the heir to your throne. If you are fine with it, our union will happen. Then King Dushyanta said yes without a second thought. They got married and stayed together for a while. Dushyanta promised that he would come back with his army and people to take her to the kingdom and left. When sage Kanva returned to the ashrama, Shakuntala could not look at him out of embarrassment and guilt. The sage, who had understood about the union of Shakuntala and Dushyanta with his Divya Drishti, told her, Daughter, you need not feel guilty. Among Kshatriyas, if a consensual woman and a consensual man come together in private, it will be considered as marriage even in the absence of mantras. You obtained a great man as a husband. You will give birth to an emperor who will rule the world. Shakuntala, pregnant with the child of Dushyanta, waited for him for a long time. She lost interest in everything. She grew sad day by day. After carrying the child for 3 years in her womb, she delivered a boy. On his birth, flowers showered over him from the heaven. The Apsaras sang and danced. Devendra spoke to Shakuntala along with Devatas. Shakuntala, your son will be an emperor. There will never be a person who is as strong and valorous as him. This boy of Puru lineage will do 100 Ashwamedha Yagas. The people of the hermitage cheered on hearing this. Shakuntala's son, as foretold by Devendra, turned out to be a strong boy. He would wrestle lions and tigers and play with them. He would tie them to a tree to tame them. Due to his ability to tame any being, he was called Sarvadhamana. When the boy turned 12, sage Kanva suggested Shakuntala to go to King Dushyanta. Shakuntala, your son attained the age to be a crown prince. Take him to his father. You have spent a lot of time waiting for the king to come. Do not oppose me in this regard. Please go to him, said sage Kanva. He then hugged his grandson and called all the sages and rishis in the hermitage to bless the mother and son duo and also to accompany them to the kingdom of Dushyanta. After reaching the kingdom, Shakuntala entered into the king's court along with her son. She bowed to the king. The righteous Dushyanta, after thinking for a brief while, asked, Sundari, what is the purpose of your arrival? I shall do it. That too, you came here along with your son? King, this boy is our son. born of our union when you visited the hermitage of sage Kanva. As promised, act according to the dharma and make him the crown prince, said Shakuntala. Dushyanta knowingly and consciously said, "You evil one, I do not remember having any kind of relation with you." Shakuntala was startled. Her eyes turned red in anger, but she tried to control her rage. "How could you say that? These people around you might not know about our relation, but your heart knows it. The gods know it. A woman delivers the life energy of her husband as a son. How can you disown him? I am the daughter of sage Vishwamitra and Menaka. This boy is my son, born of my union with you. Do you still not remember?" she asked. "Shakuntala, how should I trust you? Your mother is a celestial nymph who has discarded you and left to her abode. Your father succumbed to lust. If I ignore that and consider only their greatness, your mother Menaka is the best among the Apsaras and your father is the greatest Maharshi. Then why are you speaking like a Vesya? My heart refuses to accept that a woman like you dressed as a saint is the daughter of sage Vishwamitra and Menaka." Then Shakuntala said, "You're ignoring your greatest flaws and pointing mistakes of my parents. As I told you, my son will become an emperor with or without you. The Devatas are the witness to our marriage. As they are refusing to speak now, I take your leave," she said and left. Then a voice emerged from the space and spoke to the king and his ministers. "Dushyanta, one should never disown his own child. A son is in the form of the father. You must protect him and accept him," the voice said. The surprised ministers asked Dushyanta why did he refuse the kid. Then Dushyanta said, "Had I said that the boy is a result of my union with Shakuntala years ago, would you ever believe her?" A relieved Dushyanta then thanked the Devatas and apologized to Shakuntala for his harsh words. "Devi, had I not spoken so, the people would think that out of lust I have given the kingdom to your son. They must know of the purity of our union," he said, and made the son as his crown prince. He named his son Bharatha, and this landmass, ruled by that greatest of the kings, got the name Bharati, and his lineage got the name Bharatavamsha. Thank you. Jai Shriman Narayana.